Testing. Alright, sorry about that, y'all. Stream froze or laptop froze. I don't know what happened, but yeah, we back. Now, what we was saying, we going down to that daily for NYM. It is in a downtrend. Okay, we're sitting in the downtrend on NYM. Let's mark out these highs with a red. It's very close to each other, but it is downtrend. Alright, we got low, high, lower low, lower high, lower low. Downtrend form. Now we did fail to close below previous structure's low. We swept it, but we did not close below it. So what can we expect? We expect potentially some slight pullback before trying to come back down and seeing if we can close below this 52,255 level. Okay. Looking for us to not only just retest it, but continue to go lower. We close below that. Our next target will be 52,008. Okay. So that will be the next target. For us, pretty much what we're looking for is a downtrend underneath. Really a downtrend in general. On the hourly, we see a downtrend, we look to take shorts. But if we can make that downtrend underneath 52,055, we're looking to take it all the way down to 52,008. Okay. So really, any downtrend we see, we really take shorts. Okay, ready to take shorts. NYM pretty simple. See a downtrend, take shorts. Same thing as like with MQ. All right, now let's look into some of these daily charts or weekly charts on these other stocks and see what we potentially want to look at this week. Looking at Nvidia, we got low, high, lower, low, downtrend forming. Look for them shorts. I'm looking for shorts on Nvidia. Looking to come take this low at. Oh, my bad. I'm sorry. I said look for these shorts. This is the weekly. Based on the weekly, we looking at shorts to come take that low at 189.80. Okay, based on that weekly. At least come retest this gap sitting here at 197.22. Retest that gap on Nvidia. So looking at Nvidia, we're looking for potential shorts at least to come down to 197, possibly to come take these lows at 189 on that weekly. Okay, so let's mark out. I want to mark this weekly high out. Make sure we didn't. The high was 213.99. This high was 213.81. Okay. Yeah, but that's what we looking for. We look for that downtrend to continue on that weekly. All right. Drop down to the daily. Let's see if we can get in on the daily for these shorts. Look at that. Looking at that daily, we got how uptrend was forming, and then we broke the uptrend on Friday. Okay. So now we got low, high. Get another red counter. Break that low at 97. That'll be our downtrend. We close below there. That's where that continuation will go to take us down to that 189. Okay. So honestly, I'm just looking for a downtrend underneath 203.77. This downtrend, I mean this daily gap right here. Look for a downtrend underneath that. And then we're going to first aim for that 197.97. If we can close below there, we want to continue. We want to continue to hold all the way till we get down to that 189 level. Okay. So check out that hourly. You would prefer that daily to be fully set in a downtrend, but by the time it do that, I think by the time we get our first red candle, we either gonna be very close or we gonna already pass that 197 level. So the safer way is to wait until we get to that 197, see if we close past it, and then try to take it down to that 189. But you can't get in a light contract. We can't get in a light contract to take it down to that 197. So let me put a short position tool. I always said we want to see that downtrend underneath that this daily gap at 203.77. We want that downtrend underneath there. All right. Like we said, first target is, of course, is 197.97. Then that next target is all the way down here at that 189 area. Okay. So really just look for a downtrend underneath that 203. Preferably on that hourly. Alright. Like we said, NVIDIA. I would prefer that daily to go ahead and make the downtrend first. But I can see it. I can see by the time it make that downtrend, it probably already take that low. Okay. Alright. Like we said, that weekly is bearish. On NVIDIA, we got low, high, lower, low, high, red candle to tell us, hey, aim for that lower low. Going over to Apple. Apple, bullish, 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 bullish. I forgot to come back on stream and show y'all. Hey, we ate on that Apple, bro. We was saying we look for them loans. We ate it on that Apple, man. But ain't no need to brag about it. Looking at the weekly for Apple, it's extremely bullish, man. We got uptrend going, strong bullish count for last week, but we got high, low, higher, high. Now, if we look at the most recent section, though, we do just have a higher high with no higher low. If we just look at these last 4 candles, we got low with a higher high, a lower low with a higher high. So we need some type of pullback to make a higher low with a higher high to make this uptrend even more stronger. But it's still an uptrend overall. Overall, big picture is an uptrend. Okay. So I'm still looking for loans because overall it's an uptrend. Based on this weekly though, solid green candle. Don't really see a long wick on it, so it's not too scared of rejection. I expect us to come take previous week high, which is 334.99. The only thing I'll say on this weekly, if we end up seeing a red weekly candle, I'm expecting it to come retest these highs that we broke right here at this 317.40. So we see a red weekly candle, I'm expecting us to come down and try to basically do that break retest of it to see if we want to continue to go higher. But that's speaking in the future. We shouldn't be doing all that this week. We might though. We might see a big drop and touch it, but I don't really expect us to as of right now. But like I said, on the weekly it's just bullish. Let's just say that weekly look bullish. Looking at the daily, bullish as well. We got uptrend going. We got high, low, higher, high, higher, low, higher, high. We don't got a new higher low yet, so we gotta be careful. Cause we just getting straight greens. We gotta be careful with that. We gotta be careful. We ain't got no red candle. The last red candle we had was all the way back here, July 7th. So we gotta be careful with that. But I mean, hey, you can't fight against the trend. It's bullish. We should be looking for these loans until it gives us that red candle. Okay. Same thing we did last week. We was looking for the loans until it gave us that red candle. It do make it a little bit more trickier because if you're trying to swing, your stops is kind of wide. So it makes it a little bit more dangerous, but that's where them lower time frames play in the hand. You gotta know how to read them lower time frames to know, hey, today finna turn red, today finna turn green. Okay. But all in all, we closed green for Friday. We did sweep previous day high. We swept Thursday high, failed to close above Thursday high. So I'm not gonna be surprised if we get some type of slight pullback before trying to retest Thursday high again and see if we can close past it to continue going higher. So I won't be shocked if we do that. That's kind of what I'm expecting. Some slight pullback, then come retest on highs one more time. If it just straight turn red, Then we probably gonna come in this gap. We should go into this gap at 329. 329 daily gap. Let me mark this stuff out. Wait till these charts load up. Cause these dang lines. Alright. We should be coming down back to the daily gap if we get a red daily candle and retesting this gap to see if we want to break and retest this. It's a small gap, but if we get a red candle, that's where I expect us to come down to before trying to attempt to go back up to the upside. I don't think we're gonna get a red candle, to be honest. I think we're just gonna go ahead and sweep them highs first. And like I said, I think we're just gonna pull back, then come straight up and sweep the high. If we don't just gap up past it. Other than that, it's just go on the lower time frame, the hourly, and take loans when you see an uptrend. That's what I'm looking for. Not until that daily finally give us a red counter for a nice type of pullback for a potential higher low. The daily is really just buy and hold to take previous highs, see if it can continue to go higher. Yeah. Other than that, I think that's it. It took out all these dang targets we had. Let me remove these. These are the targets we had last week. If you want a quick recap of the trade we was looking for last week, it didn't come. We like I said on stream on Sunday. If you go to the stream Sunday, I said, we may not see a retest of this daily gap. I said, hey, this is ideal. Retested at 310. But I said, based on that daily, let's go to that daily. I said, based on this daily, let's put on replay so we can show an example and explain it in depth. Where is it? That was that Monday count. We said, based on this daily, market doesn't have to retest this gap here at 310 gap. I said, if we get a red candle, then okay, I'm expecting us to retest at 310. But I said, hey, it's green. It very well can just pull back slightly and push up, or it can just gap up and then, go. And that's what it did. It never gave us a red candle. So, hey, it don't owe us a retest of this gap at 310. And I was saying last week, I said, hey, we see a trend. We want to take these long up to these levels. And like I told y'all on stream, I was just putting it at every $3 because if you look at Apple options, usually they move like 2.5. So I was just putting it at every 2.5 or $3 mark. That's where I was putting targets at. Because we really don't have no targets because it's all-time highs, but I was just putting at every 3 and 2.5 mark. And it blew through all that. But all we did was just wait on uptrend to start forming. Monday I had got in a quick scalp on it. Just because I knew it was gonna push hard. I said, hey, it's gonna push up hard, but it's gonna do a pullback. I ended up getting out a little too soon on Monday. I think I only took it up to like the second counter right here. I got in right as we broke these highs. Got out at the very first target. I was gonna try to hold it, but I was like, I don't see us pushing all the way up to them other targets just yet. So I was trying to wait till a pullback and get back in. And hey, I waited. I let it come down. I could have tried to jump in here, but I just didn't with that green candle because I was like, it was just too hard of a push to the upside. I want to see what it's gonna do. And glad I did get out and didn't get back in. Man, that mug came all the way back down to original entry. But I still was bullish, We ended up closing green on Monday. I said, hey, I'm still looking for it to go back up, to go back up, finish the job, go up to our ultimate target. So the next day came, I was like, I'm just waiting on the uptrend come again. And we were going to take the loans. The next day came, we didn't get that uptrend on Tuesday. We didn't get an uptrend, but if we look at Tuesday candle, did still close green. So I still was bullish. I'm like, bruh, until we get a red candle, and that's when I'm gonna expect us to come reach us at 310. We didn't get that red candle, and Wednesday is when I got back in. Wednesday I got back in. I just was holding it for until we got up to 327. I didn't take it up to 330. I got out before 327. But I mean before that 330. I just took it up to that 327 target. And I ain't get in for the rest of the week after that. So it did end up going up to that 330, but I just didn't get in Apple no more after that. So we just had them 2 trades. We had that Monday initial push, and then we got back in on Wednesday. But like I said, for this week, we expecting them previews. I don't want to be dwelling on old trade too long because I'm supposed to do that as a separate video itself. So we gonna do trade recap videos again. I know I had stopped doing them, but we gonna get back to them trade recap videos. All right, but like I was saying though, for this week, we looking for that previous high to get taken on that daily. So we looking for, let's put that target out. Looking for that 334.99 for Apple. Like I said, we could see a slight pullback and then we can take it up back to the highs. Or if we do get a red daily candle, I'm expecting that market to come down to that 329. And if we see an uptrend off of that 329, take it all the way back up to them highs. Okay? That's the goal for Apple. We've been on Apple a little too long. Going to the weekly for Meta. To move this. And I think last week we were saying Apple and Meta was the main two we was gonna have to look at the beginning of the week. And it just so happened that Apple was the one I ended up going with. Looking at the weekly for Meta. Let's remove some of this stuff. Weekly for Meta. Meta, we got low, high, lower, low, downtrend, but we broke that downtrend right here. We broke that downtrend. And last week we ended up closing red. So pretty much what this telling me is, hey, we got a high. We made a higher high. We're making some type of low. Is it going to end up being a higher low? Or is it going to lead us to coming all the way back down, making that lower low? That's the question. So on the weekly, we kind of gotta be neutral for a minute. Let me see if it left a gap. If it left a gap, then we probably can look for long. No, it didn't leave no gap. So kind of gotta be neutral based on this weekly for Meta. Market can go either direction, you know. Kind of gotta be neutral. Only way we can clearly see potentially is once we take them highs. But I think Meta we might have to wait till next week before we start thinking about looking at Meta based on this weekly as of right now. Because we had a downtrend, it ended up getting broken, and then it made a higher high, and then last week we were making some type of low. So it looked like it's just trying to develop. It's trying to develop to make an uptrend. To make an uptrend after breaking that downtrend. So doing this, or it's finna come right back into fall back in line of this downtrend that we had. Let me show y'all real quick. Or it might be falling back in line here. So it made that higher high, and then this low can come. Either it can just go straight reds and come back into the trend like that, or it's gonna sit up and do low, high, then push down back into the trend. So we gotta kind of let it develop. That's what we pretty much gotta do. Based on this weekly on Meta, we gotta kind of be patient. I think next week is when we can start fully getting into it. If it would have left a gap here on this weekly, I would have said, hey, I'm looking for them loans off of this gap. Like as long as it stayed like above this gap. Let me show y'all. So say we left the gap sitting right here. We had a gap sitting like in the middle of this, a daily gap sitting right here. Then I'll be just looking for, if I see an uptrend, I'm taking them loans back to the high because we might have an explosive week, pretty much. Like a breakaway gap, basically. But since we didn't leave a gap, I got to kind of wait on it to develop more. Now, going to that daily, though, let's see if the daily we can get some scalps or something. Looking at the daily, we got higher high, low, higher high. Yeah, we made a lower low. So it's neutral right now. We broke the uptrend, so it's neutral right now. Yeah. Meta, I'm not going to be messing with Meta this week. I'm just be honest. So we can go on to the next chart. Only way I'm literally going to be able to mess with Meta is literally had to just come take these highs at 686. And then that's me taking a risk, trading it, because that's a big, that's like a $40, $50 move. And then you still trying to look for loans. It's kind of risky. So I think I'm not gonna mess with Meta this week. Let's go see about coin. Coin. Nah, I don't really like coin either. Technically, coin should be looking for them shorts still. It did close weak for that previous week. I mean, my bad. It did close green for that previous week, but technically, it's still in this downtrend. We got lower high, lower low. It's supposed to be that lower high sitting right here at 173.09. It's supposed to be that lower high, so it don't matter that it closed green. You still should be aiming for these lows down here, but I don't like that it closed green. I'll say that. I don't like that the fact that it did close green. Now, if this week we close red, then okay, I'm still looking for it to go down there. But probably like with Meta, gotta wait till next week. I'm not even finna go down to the daily on coin. If these charts not looking appetizing on the weekly, I don't think I want to check them out. All right, AMD. We had an uptrend, beautiful uptrend. We had high, low, higher, higher, low, higher, high. This was potentially supposed to be our new higher low, but what we do, we failed to go higher. We closed green, but we did not make a higher high, and we made a lower low. So we got high. Well, we got a high, low, high, lower low. So this is a downtrend as of right now. Got a downtrend as of right now. It did fail to close below previous week's low for that smooth continuation back to the downside. So what I'm expecting for the weekly is potentially a slight pullback, and then it's gonna retest this low right here at 495.35. We see a downtrend underneath there, possibly like on a daily or maybe even 1 hour. 1 hour might be a little too short, too small of a time frame for to look for that downtrend because it can give you a fake out. But maybe on that 1 hour, we see a downtrend underneath there. We can look for them shorts back down to this 460. That might be the only thing I see off this weekly. But right now, weekly is bearish. All right. Looking at the daily. Daily, we got low, high. Give me a second. Low, high. Low. Lower, low. So daily, we got it. It's a downtrend, but it's like not the most clearest downtrend you could say. You know, because we got low, high, lower, low. We got another high. Well, actually, let me see if we took that high. 572.50. 570. Yeah, we took that high. So actually, no downtrend as of right now on it. No downtrend as of right now. We weren't in the uptrend and we didn't make a downtrend either. So it was just neutral. We just got low, high, lower, low, higher, high, lower, low. No trend. What I tell y'all normally, no trend, don't get in. Especially them option traders. Hey, we need to wait till a trend form. So hey, now we know market is trying to go a direction for sure. No trend right now. You can get in. You can get in without no trend, but we don't want to expose ourselves to potentially getting our contract decaying. You know, market moving too slow. It ain't pushing extremely hard. Like it is that chance. It's still that possibility that hey, you can jump in on that counter that shoots all the way up back to the highs, things like that. But the more solid play for the options is to wait until that trend, just so you will know, like, hey, okay, now I know it's supposed to go up. Now I know it's supposed to go down. It shouldn't be stalling, or it shouldn't go, sideways. But looking at AMD, that weekly was bearish, or yeah, it's bearish. We got downtrend, but the daily kind of neutral right now. Daily kind of neutral. See if we got some gaps we can mark out though. That weekly is look that yellow line that I had. This was that weekly low. We broke below it. We didn't close below it, but we did break below it. So like I was saying, we want to see downtrend form underneath it though. We got this daily gap sitting here. AMD, I'm telling y'all, AMD possibly can be moving this week. We gotta keep an eye on AMD. Oh my bad. We gotta keep an eye on AMD. It might try to sneak attack, sneak and do it. We got daily gap there, and then I'm gonna mark this one down here, and that should be it. Should be it. Just some 3 daily gaps. So as we clearly can see, we end up tapping into this daily gap. What I do? We end up tapping in the daily gap at 461.71. We tapped into it. We just didn't close inside it, and we didn't close below this daily gap here at 490.46. So what I'm looking for on AMD, if I want these shorts, basically just need at least a close inside below 494. But I would prefer, so at the bare minimum, we need a close inside here. Okay, bare minimum, we just need to close below 494. That's if you want to, be a little hasty jumping on the trade. But the ideal short is below 490, downtrend form underneath there. You take it all the way back down to that 461, then potentially take these lows, sweep these lows. It should sweep them lows at that 460 once you get down to 461. And then if we get lucky enough, if market want to continue to drop, we could be aiming for these lows sitting here. I think this was the next week low, 437. Let me go to that weekly and check it out again. Yeah, that's the next weekly low. So I don't think it's gonna get to that 437, but you might have a chance. We might have a chance of at least getting down to that 460 this week. But that's only if we get that downtrend underneath that 490 that we looking for it. On a daily though, I would want to see the downtrend on the daily underneath that, to be honest. Hourly underneath that is cool, but I prefer to see a daily, like at least a daily red candle that closed below that 490. And then, okay, now I could take a pullback with an hourly making the downtrend underneath 490. All right. Other than that, anything else that AMD does, I don't think I really want it. I don't think. Maybe if AMD push up, if we get a hard squeeze to the upside, maybe it's doing a break and retest of this daily gap at 522.98. But pretty much I look for the same thing that I was looking for underneath 490. And once it come up here, if we make that downtrend, we look to take it down to that 494 level. So that's probably the 2 trades we'd be looking for. Okay, AMD. I can move AMD up there. We got AMD in was it AMD and Apple or AMD and NV so far? And I gotta hurry up this dang stream. I've been on the stream a little too long. My bad, y'all. Let me see what Nvidia. Did we say we want the Nvidia? Yeah, we said Nvidia can come down to that 189, so we're gonna keep that up there. Apple more ride the wave, but AMD and Nvidia actually got some trends to follow. All right, we're gonna look at Tesla because I think they earnings come out this week. Tesla downtrend. Looking at this weekly, low, high. Oh, and technically, no, it ain't. No, it ain't. My bad, y'all. Low, high, lower, low, but we broke them at a higher high. So it's neutral on that weekly as of right now. Unless you're looking at like more of a bigger picture, you could say you can have two biases. You can be bullish if you're looking at from April 6th to now. You can say, hey, we got a high, low, higher high. This is just setting up for a higher low. You can say that. If you're looking at it from what's this, May 26th, you can be, hey, I'm bearish. We got a high, we got low. Yeah, we got high, we got low. My bad. Got another high. Look for that lower low. But for me, it's neutral. I'm looking at it as neutral. I look at the last like 5 candles. It's neutral. We got a lower low with a higher high. I can't do nothing about this right now. Can't do nothing about this. Look at the daily though. Daily is bearish. Daily is bearish. Low, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low. Maybe it's trying to target that low down here at that 368.60. I think that's the only way I'm gonna be looking to get in this trade. I think I'm gonna wait until this weekly make a decision. So I'm gonna be watching for Tesla. I'm gonna be watching and mark it out. I'm gonna be watching this high at 432.86, and then this low at what is that 368.60. But I don't know, man, cause once it gets 368.60, I'm gonna literally need a downtrend underneath it, and I'm just gonna take short underneath that. If it come back above it, I don't want no trade. So if it tap it and then start coming right back above, I don't want no trade. If it go below and start making a downtrend, I like to take shorts down to that 336. Okay. And this looking at the weekly, y'all. This looking at the weekly. So basically that daily, if we do come hit this 368.60, I literally need downtrend forming underneath there. And I'm taking them shorts down to that 337. Downtrend underneath there, take down 337. Anything in between, I don't want to touch it. If we end up pushing higher, so say if we somehow push all the way back up to 432, uptrend above that, let me see. I'm gonna be honest, if it push all the way back up there, I don't think I want to take that trade on Tesla. Yeah, I don't even think I want to take that trade on Tesla. So that's all I'm looking for. So let me remove this. I'm only looking for it under 368.60. Look for downtrend. I mean, to look for short. That's all I'm looking for Tesla. All right. Microsoft weekly turn bullish. We got high, low, higher, high. It did not close above that high. I don't like that, but it's an uptrend. It's an uptrend. It did come into a weekly gap, so it could be trying to reverse if it wants to. It'll do it now. Really, the target is that weekly gap, which is what 401.75. Yeah, 401.75. It's bullish right now in this little recent section. Let's look at the daily. Daily, we got high, low, high. Hold up, high, low, high, low, higher, high. There we go with the higher high. So daily bullish. 1 second, let me mark this out. Daily is bullish. All right. What level did we say that weekly gap was? Let's just mark it out. It's gonna mark that weekly gap out. All right, going back to that daily. So we came up to that weekly gap. We did not close inside of it. Last Friday we did close red. So we know we're making some type of low. Really, Microsoft, I just need a green candle, and I'm looking to take it back up to this weekly gap at 401.75. Any green candle I see, I'm looking for them longs back up to there. Don't really got a daily gap. Oh, we do. We got one right here. Let's mark that out. Maybe we can see the bounce come here. If we don't just straight flip green, we could possibly bounce right here. Because we do got a small gap sitting here. I ain't gonna mark too many of these daily gaps though. Because I really don't need these gaps. I just need to see a green daily candle, and then I'm looking for longs. That's it. I like them. I like Microsoft potentially. I like Microsoft. Literally, if I see a green daily candle, as long as we don't take the 378.65, I see a green daily candle, I'm looking for longs. Because they got potential to push pretty high up. They got potential to push pretty high up. Of course, like I said, first target is this weekly gap at 401.75. But if we get that daily green candle inside here, We could be seeing it develop and push up to that 414 level. We could see it go up to there. All right. So technically 401 is first target, 401.75, but I'm gonna be striving for first this high to get taken at 405.99, but I'm really striving for that 414 level to be honest. That's what I'm aiming for. At 414. So I like Microsoft. I'm gonna bring Microsoft up. SpaceX, man, SpaceX been dropping. It kind of went further down than I even expected, to be honest. It kind of went down further than I expected. I was looking for SpaceX to start possibly turn around at that 135, 130 area, and it pushed down to 120. So I don't know. We just got we got to wait. I don't even know if I want to mess with it right now. Now, like since 135, 136 was my key level for to potentially take some loans. I don't even know if I see a green counter, I think I'm gonna need it to push back above 136 before I even try to take loans. So I think I'm gonna set this 130. I'm just putting the line here. There's no actual level here, like for me to mark out, but I'm putting this line here because 136 is what I was looking for personally. I was looking for uptrend to start forming above 136, and then I'll take loans back up to at least 150, possibly the 170s, at 172 level. But since it's well below it, I mean, some people they are buy here for SpaceX being something new for me. I'm not finna buy here because for one, it's just too new. I got to see it established a little bit more, a little bit more time on the stock market. I'm not buying here. I'm gonna wait because it very well can just start moving sideways for a very long time. I think when we see that actual momentum to start pushing higher, we gonna have to be above that 136 level to actually gain that momentum. As long as we underneath it, I think we potentially can just keep going sideways. Or hey, if it want to drop, I don't think it's gonna drop too much further. But hey, you never know because look at this data. We got red candle, close past previous red candle. That signs a continuation, so we at least should be taking this previous low. Um, you never know how far down it's gonna drop. But I'm just saying, if I see a green candle down here, I'm not looking to buy. You know, I'm not looking to buy unless maybe if we underneath $100, like we at $80, maybe I'll look for a buy because since I said I'm looking for that 136 to where, hey, that's when the momentum gonna come back. Once we get above 136, maybe I buy that like $80, $86 or something and take it back to that 136 and just hold it even if it take a long time. But other than that, and I'm still not gonna go heavy. Other than that, I don't think I want to mess with like from 135 down to I say like $100 basically. I don't really want it inside here. I don't really want it inside here. I want it when the market gonna be moving. So SpaceX, I'm just be honest, I'm not looking forward to it right now. Okay, Google, we almost done, man. We finally almost done, man. Come on, we almost there. Last little bit. Google, we got low, high, lower, low. We ain't make sure we ain't take. Did we take this high? What it says? 373.60. What's this high? 374. Dang it. We took the dang high. We broke the downtrend. I was gonna say downtrend, we should be taking this low, but we broke the downtrend, so we're not 100% sure about taking that low right now. It did close red, bearish. That's a bearish sign. So I do expect us to possibly just come down, possibly come at least retest that low right here at that 341.13. That's about it. I ain't got no trend. I ain't ready to get in. Let's look at the daily though. Daily, we broke the uptrend. Yep. I kind of got to wait on Google to make it more of a trend. I mean, if y'all want to play the earnings though, if I had to tell y'all what I'd be looking for the earnings, I'm gonna be honest. I don't know. I gotta let it develop more. I can't even give my opinion on it until it develop more. Alright, Netflix. I think this is probably the last one we look at. Oh, CrowdStrike. We're gonna look at CrowdStrike too. Netflix. I'm gonna be honest, y'all. Like the past 2 weeks. I've been telling folks, hey, Netflix, bro. I've seen Netflix be at $1,400. They did that stock split. I think they did a 7-to-1. Let me see. Do it even show me? I think I go to when they did that stock split. Was it November? No, they did 10-to-1. 10-to-1. 10-to-1 stock split. I ain't gonna lie. Netflix, man. I've been telling folks, even though it been going down, I don't know. I'm telling you, I'm feeling buy Netflix, bro. Buy Netflix, bro. And that's just what I'm feeling, bro. I don't know what it is. Like I seen Netflix do too good, bro. I'm thinking it's gonna push up. So I'm feeling buying Netflix, bro. I'm be honest. I'm feeling buying Netflix. Let me look at this weekly though. Looking at this weekly, we got a downtrend, so I can't refute that. I can't get mad at that. Um, we got a downtrend on the weekly. Um, we got low, high, lower, low, lower, high, lower, low. I don't know if we went over this on Sunday, but I know I looked at it myself. I was like, hey, I'm expecting us to take that low. I mean, we in a downtrend. We got the red counter. We should come below that $70, which we did. We came below it. Now, I did not expect us to close below it. We did close below it for a potential sign of continuation. Um, so I can't see us. Did we sweep? Let's see if we swept another low. Yes, we did sweep another low. So we should be good. What is that? 660, 6608. This is 65. So yeah, we swept another low. We should be good. Mark that out. We did sweep that low. Alright, so we should be good. We could potentially see the market starting to slow down or try to turn around right here. But let's keep it what we seeing. It's a downtrend as of right now. It did fail to close below that low that it swept at 6608. So I can see a pullback before trying to drop and retest that 6608 level. Okay, so if you look for shorts, I'm looking for a pullback first. Maybe even try to clear this gap up. You never know, and then try to drop. But bearish on that weekly. That's pretty much the weekly. We just gotta figure out which direction it's going. It's bearish. Daily though, on the other hand, it is bearish as well. We got low, high, lower low, lower high, lower low, downtrend. We did leave a huge gap here though. Left a huge gap. We did close green for Friday. Honestly, for Netflix, depending on where we open up at, if we open below this gap, we open below the gap, I'm gonna look for that potential retest. We can get a downtrend underneath there. That's when I look for them shorts down to that 6608 level. If we open inside the gap, then it's possibly gonna try to do a retest to see if we want to stay in the gap. If we open inside the gap, it might go up, down, retest. It make that uptrend inside of it. Boom. It should at least come up to that 70, 85 level. It might even come clear the whole gap at that 72. Okay. So that's if it opens inside here. If it open below it and push inside it, you could take that chance with the loans with uptrend form above it, but I'm gonna be honest, it can come right back out since it opened below it. If it open below it though, like we said, if we open up below it, come retest it, make that downtrend down to the 6608. But for me, I'm looking at Netflix more long term, to be honest. And I'm thinking about buying, man. I'm just waiting on. Well, I'm being honest. I already grabbed me a couple Netflix, but to fully go all the way in on my Netflix, I'm just waiting on this to get a little turnaround. I need us to start. I need a green weekly candle. Really, anytime I see a green weekly candle, I'm buying. I'm buying Netflix. I'm being honest. As long as it's down this low, I'm buying. If I see a green weekly candle, I'm buying because at least it's telling me it's looking to go higher potentially. And if we can break a downtrend, that's when I'm really alright, we full-fledged on Netflix. So we come break these downtrends, like maybe once we get above $79 basically, boom, retest. When that low can come, I can see us exploding all the way back up to $100. All the way back up to $100. So that's all I'm waiting on Netflix. Break this dang downtrend. That's all. It break that downtrend, bro. I'm full-fledged ready. But I do got a couple light positions, like long term, to try to play. But it break these downtrends, man. I need that weekly downtrend to break. I think I'm straight. But like I said, I'm not crazy. Like I see a downtrend going. Hey, like I said, if I see downtrend underneath this daily gap, I'll take some shorts for the short term. But I'm saying long term wise, I can see Netflix pushing up. Okay. And then let's go over CrowdStrike. And I think that's it for the night. We're gonna call it for the night. CrowdStrike weekly. Y'all know I love CrowdStrike. But it started getting out of hand. I'm gonna be honest. That CrowdStrike still started getting out of hand. Contracts start costing way too much right here. When it start breaking out of here, contracts start costing way too much for the dang CrowdStrike. Luckily, they did a stock split to help out the contract. They did a stock split July 2nd. But boy, when I tell y'all right here was rough, like, cause it was like, bro, I'm knowing it's finna go up. I know it's finna go up. I'm knowing the loans there. But I'm like, dang, bro, these contracts costing way too much. I'm not trying to be at that type of risk, especially I'm gonna go to that daily, especially when I ain't got no red candles to fall behind. I was like, bruh. So it was like a couple. If y'all go back to the streams, y'all will hear me talking about it. It was like a couple days. I wouldn't even. I was like, I tried to get in them CrowdStrikes, but the contracts cost too much for my liking. And then it still ended up pushing where I expected to go. And boy, I could have made 4 bands on one contract. Oh, I ain't gonna say 4 bands, but 2,000-3,000 in one contract. But it's just, hey, I wasn't comfortable with getting in at that price, especially without nothing to sit behind. But looking at this weekly, let me get on through this last chart. Look at this weekly, we in an uptrend. We got high, low, higher high, higher low, higher high. Uptrend, clear as day. Can't be mad at it, bro. It didn't. The only thing I could say that would have been better is if we would have closed past here. Hey, continuation. We didn't close past it, so hey, we might get a slight pullback before going back up high. All right, going to the daily. Well, let me mark out that weekly low. Mark out that weekly low, cause that's where I'm not. This is where I'm not expecting us to come back down to. All right, going to the daily. Look like we closed green. But looking at the most recent session, we had a low, or we had high, low, high, lower low. But then we came back with a higher high. Then we made another low. Do we make a higher high for this uptrend to continue or to start? Is the question. For me, the smart play will be wait till 217 get taken. Hey, we got a nice uptrend. We can set that low right there like that. Well, my bad. It's supposed to be on that green. Set that low right here like that. And we could be looking for possibly that 230 level, 230, 235, 236 area. I say 230, 235. Let's put that. We could be aiming for possibly 235. Nice close above 217. Potentially aim for that 235 area. Okay, like I said, it can probably slow down at 228, but we looking for that 230 at least. We aim for that 230 at least. Okay, as long as we get that nice closure above that 217. Now, since it's not an uptrend though, we technically we can get in because it is green, but it's not an uptrend. So you know what? We can't be 100% confident yet. It got a green counter here, But it ain't saying that it can't come all the way down to 184. You know what I'm saying? It can't come all the way down to 190 before trying to push higher. So that's why I'm not putting this line right here just as of now. We just need an uptrend, man. We get an uptrend, time for us to get in, to be honest. I think that's all it is. Get an uptrend on this daily, time to get in. If you looking bigger picture, longer term wise, like if you can hold out for probably a month or two, okay, it's telling us to go and get in now. We in an uptrend. It stops to be at 181. As long as it don't take 181, you good. But for us scalpers and people that's on trading, we kind of gotta wait on the uptrend on this daily. Me personally, this is what I would want to see to make a better entry. We got this green candle. I would like to see us make a red candle next. As long as we don't make a lower low, but a red candle next. Maybe like gap up. If we can gap up and then make a red candle, and then that next candle turn green and close past, I like them longs. It's gonna go to that 317, see what it do. We can keep holding it if we can close past there to that 230. So, but honestly, all I'm looking for is a dang uptrend. Maybe if I see an uptrend on the hourly on CrowdStrike, maybe I get in a light position just to see if that's what's gonna want to run up to 217. But other than that, just looking for that either looking for that daily cross of 217 for us to take them longs, or like I said, go down to the hourly. I see an uptrend, I'm gonna go lighter position, but I'm gonna take a long if I see an uptrend on the hourly. So I like CrowdStrike chart. CrowdStrike straight. CrowdStrike straight. I ain't even mad at it. As long as no contracts don't be crazy. Alright. We're gonna call it right here tonight. It is a couple more charts I wanted to go over, but I already got it too long. It's almost 10 p.m., man. So I'm gonna go and call it right here. If y'all have any questions, comment down below. And yeah, I'll see y'all in the next one. Your boy Keith is out. Peace.